KG4DVE repeater system. KG4DVE.
N8QA connected to KG4DVE.
KG4.
Good evening, everybody. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Net Control Operator WX8G calling the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net into session. This net is sponsored by the Portsmouth Radio Club on the N8QA repeater, and it's on the frequency of 145.390 megahertz and a PL tone of 136.5 hertz. Also, our 440 repeater, the 444.600, has no tone on it. It's in Portsmouth, Ohio, and the 2-meter repeater is at South Webster, Ohio. Also, we are connected via EchoLink to the KG4DVE repeater located in Ashland, Kentucky. Also, to check into the net, you can also use EchoLink either at N8QA-R or KG4DVE-R. But anyway, what this amounts to, this gives an opportunity for us to pass a little bit of information along, and it would come in handy if we was ever have to be in an emergency break. All right, per FCC rules, this net will yield to emergency or priority traffic at any time, and that traffic must be directed to me, WX8G, Net Control, and we'll do our best to handle your traffic. So as we've pretty much shared our information there, we may as well get started on the check-ins. And first of all, tonight we want those that are time valued or short timers, and you'd like to check into the net tonight, please call now.
Good evening, Gary. N8TVO. Everybody have a good weekend coming up. This is N8TVO.
Jim, thanks for your checking in. Somebody else?
W8XTB, I need to be in and out tonight, please, Gary. Thank you. Hope you have a good net. W8XTB clear.
Okay, Dave. Thank you. All right. Anyone else out there that's short timers tonight? Time valued. I'd like to check in, please call now. Okay. All right, since we just have those two, N8TVO and W8XTB as short timers and in and out, how about the EchoLink stations out there? If you're on EchoLink and you'd like to check in, please call now. Okay, it appears that somebody tried but didn't make it. Try it again, please. Whoever it is there, you're bringing the repeater up, or if you're going through EchoLink, anyway, it's bringing the repeater up, but we're not getting any audio. So if you'd like to try it again, please call now. wasn't able to get anything. All right. Anybody, anywhere on EchoLink or whatever, please call now.
8YN with the listing.
Good evening, Gary. KN4IMU, Michael, mobile, no listing.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Tango Golf, Tom Muletown. No listing.
Mobile, and anybody else?
Hey, good evening.
Okay, that last one, I wasn't able to make anything out of. Heard somebody say good evening, and that was about it. So try it again, please.
N4BDW. How about now? Am I getting in better?
You say N4BEW?
That's a negative. November 4, Bravo, Delta, Whiskey. November 4, Bravo, Delta, Whiskey. Brent down here in Fleming County. I was trying to get in on Ashland a while ago and couldn't get it, so Fleming County.
Brent? All right. We'll be back to you here in a little while. Somebody else would like to check in. Anyway, this is Traders Net. If you got a list, something you'd like to list, anyway, feel free. So, whoever'd like to check in now, please come now.
KB8SRN, Gary, no listing, and I think he doubled with Tom, so give him another shot there, Gary. KB8SRN.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Tango Golf, Tom Muletown, no listing. You get me, Gary?
Hear a thing you said, but I'm just messing with you. Yeah, Tom, I got you, buddy. All right, somebody else would like to check in. With or without a listing, please. Come now.
KC8JRE, John Muletown, no listing.
John, I have you. Somebody else? WX8G with the Thursday night Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net, and it's Traders Net tonight. So if you got something you'd like to list, or if you don't, or if you're just out there listening, why not just check in? So if you'd like to check in, please call now. All right, maybe some others will come along here in a little bit. The first one we have was N8TVO. That was Jim from Ironton, and anyway, he was in and out. Then W8XDB, as old Mike always says, the troublemaker, he's in and out. Well, that brings us down to N8YN, Jerry, and go ahead, Jerry, with your listing.
Okay, Gary, tonight, good evening, everybody. And we've got a MFJ Grandmaster SWR meter, model 870, MFJ 870. And it's a peak reading watt meter. It covers 1.6 to 60 megahertz. And the model number is MFJ 870, if I didn't say that. Power scale's 30 watts, 300, 3000. Mint condition, and I found the invoice on here. Got it in July last year, but it's been in the box for 6 months. I used it, and I got some other equipment that's got meters in it, and I really don't need it, but it makes somebody a nice meter. I paid like $93 for it, but you can get. I googled it, and you can get it anywhere from $84 to $95, depending on where you go. eBay, Google, Gigaparts, and there's another one. I forget what it is, but anyhow, I take $60 for it, and like I say, it's pristine, and it worked good, real accurate, And so if it doesn't sell, I'll just put it back in the box to be a backup. Phone number 740-574-2403, or email if you want, good on Kiara's head. Back to you, Gary, N8YN. Thank you.
Okay, Jerry. You said that was the MFJ, and did I copy you right? 870 is the model one?
MFJ 870.
Okay. Is that a pretty good size meter?
It had that ready here. Let's see here. You get the meter's 3 1/4 by inch and a quarter, and it's here we go, 7.5 inches wide by 3 1/8 high, 4 1/4 inches deep. It's good, you know. It's your medium size, I think. It's good. It's easy to handle, and I think it'd make a nice addition to any station over.
Jerry? All right, guys, there you are. MFJ 870, nice size meter. You say it reads peak?
It does, and that's important. Sure is. It's peak reading, and the scales of 3,300 and 3,000. It's lighted, Gary. It will light up.
Meter? Anyway, probably not even broke in yet, Jerry. More than you. But anyway, guys, that's a nice meter for that size. So anyway, if anybody's got any needs any information, feel free to call Jerry at 740-574-2403, or you can get him at let's see, did you say that was at the ARRL?
You could go to QRZ, and it's got a place for email, and you put your error over it, and the email address appears.
Hey, Jerry, thanks a lot. So you have that tonight. Did you have anything else?
Still have the giant watt meter and the MFJ. It's still available, and it's I think sells for $169.95 and got $75 on it. That's the MFJ 868B, and I still have the Yaesu MD100 desk mic for $75, and I've got the Yaesu 857D all mode mobile. It's 2 meter 440, 6 meter HF, and 1.575 for it.
Hey guys, a lot of good, really good equipment, and no scratches on them. I mean, make you proud to have those in your shack. All right, Jerry, thanks for that. I'll break. All right, KN4IMU, Mike, what's going on with you?
Well, good evening to Gary, everyone else on the nets, and good to hear Jerry on there with another good listing there. Always good to hear what kind of goodies he's got. So, as for me, it's been, I guess you could say, a somber day. Got the call this morning. My grandmother finally passed away. She had a stroke, and they put her in hospice for a couple of weeks. Let her go at her own will. So that was a kind of a crappy way to start the morning, but she's no longer in pain, so that's the main thing. And she's back with my grandpa, so I knew it was a matter of time, so not too tore up about that. But just say a prayer for our family if you're a praying person. Other than that, just had work today, got done, came to the house, and got the stuff set up for the 146-610 repeater. I'm going to try and get it on All-Star hopefully tomorrow if I get an opportunity. And I do have the 715 repeater back on EchoLink. It's been up and running, so Gary, when you get done, if you want to try and jump over to their EchoLink, you may want to give it a try. Anybody else with their nets, the EchoLink is under Whiskey 8 Sierra Oscar Echo-Romeo. So other than that, Gary, I'm going to go in here and get my dinner and go back to the house. Hopefully you get a bunch more check-ins. Always good to hear you on the radio, man. Good to have you back as net control. So with that, we'll turn it back to net control. KN4IMU.
All right, Mike. Good to hear you in there, and glad that got things going there. And I definitely will try to get into that net here after this one. All right, let's go out to Muletown, KAV8 SRN. Gary, what in the world have you been into today?
Good evening, Gary, and everybody listening on the net. And sorry to hear about Mike's grandmother there. And anyway, my day so far, I had a goal to replace that O2 sensor in my Jeep, and I got up this morning and gave it another spray, and about an hour later, I finally got it to break loose and went down and purchased a replacement and got it in, and so far no faults are set, but it's still early, so we'll keep you posted on that, let you know if I fixed it or not, if you care. And went down and checked on my mother. She's doing okay today, and that's about all we have that's noteworthy. So back to you, KB8SRN.
Okay, Gary. Thank you for checking in. Now we're going right back out to Muletown and K88 WTG Tom. He's the second in command of the police force there in Muletown, and you have to watch out there because Tom will get you on those speed traps. So, Tom, come on in. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta go through Muletown with respect, that's for sure. All right, coming to you live and direct from beautiful downtown Muletown. I'll have to break here in a minute, but went to Huntington today and went grocery shopping this evening, and hold on. And come home and try to do a couple of things here at the house and help somebody else, and that's a good thing. So back to net control. Everybody have a good evening. KD8WTG.
All right, Gary and John, beware, because you know who's out there, and he does have that speed trap, you know. So thank you, Tom. Good hearing from you. Now that brings us down to KC8 JRE, also there at Muletown, and go ahead and tell us what's going on, John.
Good evening, Gary, and everyone else on the net. Well, first of all, I want to send my condolences to Mike. I will be praying for you and your family. Sorry to hear about your grandmother. I got up this morning, Gary, and well, I guess you might say just in low gear. Just didn't feel my best, so I decided, being that it was going to be a hot day, just to do inside chores. So I ended up working on this UV380 that Wayne bought. Our friend Wayne Pensman has bought this so he could listen to some of the frequencies on the repeaters, so we're going to have to work on him to get his tech license. And anyway, I received a code plug from Jerry and modified it and renamed it and made a special zone for Wayne with different explanations, you know, for some of these channels to be a little easier for him to understand. All I got left to do is set up the scanning, and I have it all finished for him. So anyway, I just been fiddling with the programming on this radio most of the day, so that's about it. So That's about all I've got to say. So 73s to everyone, and have a nice evening. Back to Net Control. This is KCHA Erie.
Recheck, Gary.
The three amigos there from out there at Muletown. So I don't know. There might be another one down that might be around. Excuse me.
Recheck, Gary.
Go ahead, whoever said Gary.
Well, that's me, Gary. Tom. I forgot to give Michael condolences on his grandmother. You may think you're prepared, but you never are. And she's not in pain anymore, so we'll see her again someday. Back to Net Control. Thank you, Gary.
Okay. All righty. I certainly want to pass along my condolences to Mike and his family. And even when they're prepared to go, it doesn't always make it easy on us. We don't want to let them go. But anyway, that has brought us down to the bottom of the list. This WX8G with the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net on this fabulous Thursday evening, and it's Trader's Net, and we have had a listing this evening. So anybody else like to check in with or without a list, please call now.
K8, FER, Fred and Milton.
Delta Mike Kilo, Daniel, Gary, and my buddy that I told you last night, he's looking for an analyzer. So if anybody has one of them, just let me know, and I'll let him know, and so he may be able to purchase it. Back to you.
All right, Danny. Well, we certainly hope he finds one. I know Jennifer has been looking one for a while, and so far I don't know that she's gotten one. So they're out there. It's just finding the right person that's wanting to get rid of them. All right, anybody else there would like to check into the net tonight, with or without a list, please call now.
K8, FER, Fred and Milton, no traffic.
All right, Fred, got you in there. Anybody else?
Is Kilo Echo 8 Bravo Bravo Charlie KE8 BBC Sean with the listing?
We'll be back to you there in a little bit. Anybody else like to get in on the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net? And it's on this Thursday evening, beautiful evening, and anyway, this is Trader's Net. Anybody else with or without a listing, please call now. All right, let's move on up there. I know Danny had some information about the gentleman that's looking for that analyzer. Danny, you got any comment or anything you'd like to make?
Well, Gary, just going to tell you that everybody, hello, good hearing everybody on the net this evening, and I guess I got some bad news going to be coming. They told me today that I went over and seen Mom, that she's not getting no better. She's quit eating, so I guess it's just a matter of time now. So keep us in your prayers, and as far as that goes, that's all I have, Gary, and thank you much. And I'm turning back to Net Control. It's KDMK.
Danny? All right, buddy. We'll definitely be doing that for you. All right, the next one there, out there at Milton, K8FER, old buddy Fred. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to see him again there in person with all these Hamfest shut down, not going to happen, things. So, Fred, what's going on?
WXAG, this is K8FER. Good evening, Gary, and everyone on that. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Everything's getting canceled. I don't know where this is all going to lead, but I'm really ready for it to end. Had a great weekend. Spent it with had a friend that's got a cabin up on Snowshoe Mountain, and that's a beautiful place. And got to see the Radio Astronomy Observatory and such. Went over to Cass and really had a good time. So it's the first time I've been away for a while, so that was a good one. But other than that, Gary, nothing much going on here. I had the grandkids today, and that was kind of fun. So I'm going to send it back to you. This is K8FER, back to Net Control.
Jokingly, I was going to say, what'd you do? Go up there to ski today?
I always went up there to visit. It was fun. A little too warm for skiing, I think.
Okay, Fred. All right, buddy. I appreciate you checking in. And all right, let's drop down to KE8BBC. Sean, you got a list, so go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Gary and the Net. Yeah, I've got a listing. I made this a couple weeks ago, but I still got it. It's a 2-meter, 70-centimeter dual-band base antenna. It's something called a Workman Model UVS 300. Darn new, brand new, comes with the package, and I'm looking for $50 for it. So it's a great little base station. Actually, it's not a little base station. It's pretty darn tall. It's a good base station for setting up the house or up at the cabin, something like that. You get a great signal off it. If you're interested, $50. Contact me on the radio. I don't have a phone that works, and I don't do email either. So contact me on the radio after the net, and we'll make arrangements.
Okay, did you say $36?
Try me in a couple weeks. I might be down to that. No, $50. How about that?
I just didn't hear it right there. If you will, give me the model number on that.
Yeah, the model number on this one is called a Workman. It's a model UVS 300. It's a dual-band base antenna, 70 centimeters and 2 meters. 200 watts peak power on it.
Wait, okay, Sean. Well, guys, if you're looking for you a base station antenna, sounds like it must be a pretty, sounds like it got a pretty tall radiator there up, and so it probably worked real well for you. Okay, we got you there, Sean, thank you. All right, we're down to the bottom of the list. Do we have anyone else tonight that would like to check into the net with or without a listing? Please call now. Anybody else out there this evening that'd like to check into the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net on this fabulous Thursday evening, and it is Trader's Net. So check in with or without a listing. Please call now. Okay, that means it's the bottom of the list, so WXAG. Well, folks, I've had a pretty good day today. Believe it or not, I was able to get out, and I was able to walk 7/10 of a mile. So that's a first for me. And so that worked out real well for me, and I'm go back to physical therapy tomorrow, and I imagine they'll be working on trying to get some things loosened up. But I'm really happy that I'm able to walk around and go places now. So it's been a good day. Been a good day, and had some good stuff to eat. So I can't beat that. So that's pretty well it for me. Anybody else out there anywhere like to check into the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net on this fabulous Thursday evening? Please call now. anybody else out there, any terminally late station, like to check in, please call now.
Whiskey 3, Whiskey Victor Alpha, Greg.
Hey, Greg, come back with it. Whiskey 3, Whiskey what?
That's Whiskey 3, Whiskey Victor Alpha, W3WVA here in beautiful Spring Valley, West End.
Okay. You'll probably be getting your net going right here right away, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be monitoring all the channels here. I'm actually on the KG4DVE repeater, and I do have just a quick comment.
It's your dime.
All right, thank you. That Workman antenna, the UV300, I just looked it up on Amazon. It goes for $160. My shack got hit by lightning, and I just had to redo everything. And I wish I would have heard that. I would have bought it in a second. Back to you.
That old famous saying there is, old famous saying anyway. The old saying, day too late and $1 short, you know. But yeah, I'm sure it's really a nice antenna.
Yeah, it looks really good online, and like I said, I wish I would have bought it, but I just could not key up with that Baofeng 5-watt HT anymore. I was just too embarrassing. So how is my signal coming through here?
You sound good and clear. No problem as far as I'm concerned.
All right, thank you very much. That's my new ICOM ID 5100, and I also got a 7300 for the HF, and I'm in the middle of hooking up an 80-foot dipole back up in the trees in the backyard as soon as the heat subsides. But and again, just sitting here listening, and thank you very much. And once again, that's a great deal on that antenna. Back to you.
Okay. If you need that radio broke in at 7300 anyway, you might send it my way and I'll try to break it in for you.
I haven't even hooked it up to the power supply yet. I'm kind of scared, but very anxious, and I'd probably say in a couple weeks here I'll have the wet noodle up in the trees in the backyard about 35, 40 feet.
That sounds good. Sounds good. Hope everything works out well for you. All right, is anybody else out there this evening like to check into the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net? Please call now.
I'm sorry, Gary, one last recheck, W3WVA.
Okay, this is the last call. Last call. Anybody out there, anywhere, like to check in, please call now. We'll go ahead and end the net, but anyway, there's that MFJ 870 meter, and a really nice meter Jerry has. It measures peak. The range on it there is 30 and 300 and 3,000. And anyway, Jerry wants $60 for that. He also has the other meter, the large one there. It's the 868 in the MFJ, and anyway, $75 for it, and these are pristine. He also has the MD1 100 Yazo microphone, and I can't remember where I wrote it down or not. Jerry, you still there?
Sir.
How much is it you're wanting for the microphone?
55. And on QRZ all day long, they go from 110 to 125.
Wanting 75, right?
Correct.
Okay. And he still has that mobile HF rig, that Yaesu 857D, and it does all your bands, and also 2 meters and 440 there. $575 on that. That's a great deal. Then we have Sean, and he has a 2 meter, 70 centimeter. It's a Workman dual band antenna for bass. It will handle 200 watts, and he wants $50 for that. So if you want to talk to him, it'll be after we get away from here. Jerry, his articles, his listings, things, 740-574-2403. So we're going to go ahead and close on that. So any of you guys want to talk on these things or so, you go right ahead. And so anyway, we're going to turn all the repeaters back to normal amateur use. And anyway, thank everybody that stood by. Thank those that checked in. So this is WXAG. I will be clear. And good night, everybody.